Hey everybody, my name's Kyle and this is Track by Track, music reviews, news, and commentary. Recently, Roger Waters wrapped up the American leg of his This Is Not a Drill world tour. I've seen Waters in concert 4 times in the past, including on the Wall tour. And even though the idea of him performing in the round this time was compelling, I decided not to go. As the concert dates approached, I wondered if I'd regret that choice. But after watching a bunch of audience videos from the tour, I started to feel better about staying home. Obviously, concert footage shot on an iPhone is nothing like being there in person, but nothing that I watched made me feel like I'd been missing out. I've seen plenty of shitty audience videos from other acts that made me say, wow, it would have been cool to have been there. But nothing I saw from Roger's performances gave me that feeling. Perhaps one of the most head-scratching performances I saw was Comfortably Numb. Apparently, Waters opens with the song, which seems like a bold choice, all things considered. But the reworked version I heard in audience videos was far from the familiar epic that we are used to hearing as a show closer or encore. To call it somber would be an understatement. It's a dramatic reinvention that would certainly be out of place as a concert climax, but felt equally out of place as an opening number. Although an official live album and video from this tour is inevitable, Waters has actually decided to release a new studio version of that track called Comfortably Numb 2022. If you've been to the shows, or if you've heard the version in the videos on YouTube, you won't find any surprises here. But if you're hearing this version for the first time, you're probably in for a bit of a shock because it's really quite different. Gone are the soaring guitars and the epic orchestral swells, replaced by dirge-like organs and the not-so-delicate sound of thunder. Waters says he pitched the song down a step to make it darker. Mission accomplished. And it's funny he'd use the word darker because the song I immediately drew a comparison to was Leonard Cohen's 2016 track, You Want It Darker. If anything, I'd say this is Roger Waters performing Comfortably Numb in the style of Leonard Cohen. And while I do think that works to a certain degree, I also think it isn't a vibe that sustains itself well over the entire 8.5 minutes of the song. Think about that for a moment. This is more than 2 minutes longer than the original Pink Floyd version. 2 minutes longer, yet no guitar solos. Waters even makes a point of saying that in his note about the song, as if that's a benefit. It's not. Those passages of the song are still there, but instead of a guitar solo, he fills the empty spaces with apocalyptic sound effects. At the end of the song, where Gilmour's legendary solo would be, we now have a vocal solo by Sharnae Johnson that will draw obvious comparisons to Great Gig in the Sky. That Dark Side track can be polarizing, and I know people who can't stand it. I personally love it, but I don't love that effect here. I find it quite grating, actually. Grating to the point that when the song ends somewhat abruptly, I'm more relieved than disappointed. Another way Gilmour's absence is noted is on the vocals. On Comfortably Numb 2022, Roger has the lead vocal at all times, unlike the Pink Floyd version where he shared vocals with Dave. That change really hits you on the new pre-chorus, where Roger keeps the vocal in his lower register rather than shifting up, as Dave did. As a result, the song lacks texture from a vocal perspective. I doubt Roger is capable of hitting those kinds of notes now, but someone else could, perhaps Sharnae Johnson. I just wanted some different flavor once in a while, and instead it all feels a bit one note. You know, recently when I reviewed the new Bruce Springsteen covers album, I commented about how I actually prefer it when artists make big changes when they record covers. In some ways, Roger Waters is covering Pink Floyd. In some ways. I'm not trying to start a debate about who is Pink Floyd. Have at it in the comments if you want. I'm not going there today. My point is that I respect Roger for doing something different with the song. I'm not sure I especially like it, but I respect him for doing it. And there's times I wish he would have pushed it a little bit further. For example, the echoing words on the verses are something I wish he'd abandoned. Hello, hello, hello. Relax, relax, relax. Those are moments that, for me, call back much too strongly to the original version. It's an unnecessary concession, and I think the remake would have been better off without duplicating the effect. Speaking of effects, there's also that eerie, droning, gull-like sound that pops up various times in the song. It's another obvious Pink Floyd callback, this time to echoes. Admittedly, I liked that. Perhaps the change of context saves it, unlike the echoing vocals I just mentioned, but your mileage may vary. In any case, while I applaud Roger Waters' efforts here, I don't think this is a recording I'm likely to return to often. I do love the new vibe, but things carry on far too long and everything ends up overstaying its welcome. By the time the vocal solo arrives at the 6.5 minute mark, I'm already ready for the song to be over, a feeling that rapidly heightens over the 2 minutes that remain at that point. There's a joke to be made here with the song's title, but respectfully, I won't go there. But what say you? What do you think of Roger Waters' new take on this classic, indeed perhaps the most classic of all Pink Floyd songs? Do you like this reinvention, or do you think he should stick with the original arrangement? I know you have strong feelings about this one, so let me know what you think down in the comments section below. Once again, my name's Kyle, and this has been Track by Track. If you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, plus check out some of these other videos below that I think you might also enjoy. And of course, be sure to subscribe, because true music fans always want new releases the day they come out. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.